Make a move.
Hey, welcome to the K-9 Alternative. I'm Mario Holland, your host. Today we're going to be discussing family protection dogs, and I have with me Mr. Julius Henry, a world-class K-9. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Mr. Henry?
Well, I've been training. I've been in the protection dog industry since 1994. Specialize in training family protection companions / personal protection, executive protection dogs. Our program is based on raising puppies from a young age all the way into the completion or whatever level that they're sold at, whether it's level 1, level 2, level 3, or customized work.
Now, what do you look at when you get into puppies? Like, that's the foundation. You're starting there with puppies. So, what are some of the things you do with your program to actually get your dogs to be a personal protection dog?
Well, starting from puppies, we imprint them in their obedience. We also build any necessary drives. We make sure the dogs are stable by doing certain things. Also, we build good nerves, confidence, and good focus, because a lot of our dogs are also service dogs as well. So it has to be really, really good focus on their handling. So our program is extensive. We start right when the puppies are taken from the mothers, and we're doing something with them all the way until the completion of their training.
All right, so we say family, we're dealing with family protection dogs. Now, what's the difference, if you could explain to our audience, between family protection dogs and maybe a military dog or a police K-9?
Well, these dogs basically have to be around children. Most families have other animals in the household as well. So first of all, it's choosing. A lot of police dogs, they look for high ball drive and high prey drive and things like that. Although that's necessary, it doesn't have to be extreme when it comes to personal protection dogs. We look for a balance. And so what we do is we look for a balance in our selection when we choose puppies. And we just look for nice, stable dogs that know how to, to turn on when you need them to turn on, meaning want to work for you, because that's very necessary in order to achieve everything that they have to go through for personal protection. But also know how to relax as well, so they're not always at level 10 when it comes to drive. They can have it when we need it, and then they also can be calm and good around social environments as well.
All right. Now, I've been decoying for some time, and I really appreciate your program. I've done Schutzen, I've done many different styles of decoying just for yard dogs, the personal protections, and military. And what I like to do is I like the fact that you make the dog find the bite. Like you see a lot of things on television when it comes to sports dogs, and you always see the bite presented to the dog, arm out, dog bites the arm, he holds on to it. But finding the bite, like why'd you see that to be important?
Well, it's very important because it's natural for someone to want to get away when a dog is pursuing them. They're not going to present a bite. They're going to run. So our method of training when it comes to decoy work is for a decoy to try to remove himself from the situation, run, throw things in front of the dog. So what we want to do is we want to train our dogs not to be focused on equipment. A lot of sport dogs, you mentioned sport dogs, they want the dogs not to be, I think the term they use is dirty, meaning will bite somewhere other than what's presented to them. They don't like that in the sport world, but in real protection, our dogs are taught to get the man however you can get the man. They can hit you in the legs, but they transfer from here to the chest, or they may transfer from here to the arm if there's a weapon, or they feel that they're being threatened or being hit or something like that. So not only that, they learn how to fight through another method of training that we use, which is muzzle work.
I was just about to say something about muzzle work, because you see a lot of times when we do work dogs, or you get with different people that work dogs, they always want to emphasize how the dog bites. I got him biting, I got him biting. And it's so focused on the bite. And I understand the bite development is truly important.
Yeah.
Now, beyond bite development, you also have to have that dog get the drive. A dog really working, getting that fighting.
Yeah.
And that's that muzzle work. I see it as a decoy. You know, I feel the dog a hit. You know, you take the impact, you take the fall. What you looking at as a handle?
I'm looking at the dog to hit you and to fold you. I want the dog to grab your legs and to tuck you under. So with muzzle work, they learn how to use their legs. You know, so it's not just about biting and holding or driving you with the bite. You know, some people prefer the dogs to bite and drive. Some prefer to bite and pull. I prefer to pull because if a dog bites and drives me, I can assist the dog in driving me to a knife or to a bat or to something else, even though it's hurting. But if he's pulling me away from my weapon, and he's also pulling my flesh where I want my flesh. So I'm gonna give in to that pull because he's, pulling my flesh. So I prefer that myself, and it keeps me off the man off balance also when the dog is pulling.
We stress so much about equipment and drive, and what makes it that the dog is just shut off, calm, cool? I can have them around my kids, I can take them in the store, because I know with most police officers, the military handling, you can't approach that handler with their dog in hand because your dog might...
It's a different dog. It's a different dog, trained for different reasons. When it comes to our family protection dogs, it's about a balance. The control work is so necessary, so you can't leave it out. But developing the bite, is something that's easy for most dogs. They use their teeth for most things. And they so once you develop the bite and you develop the fight along with the bite, because they have to be able to stay on the bite with the distractions. And then the next thing you move is move into the fight. So we pretty much, with our program, we take the equipment away. The dog is just, after that, focused on the man. So, if they do take a bite when we have equipment, they're going to just spit it out and focus right back on the man.
That's good. Well, thank you, Mr. Henry, for coming out doing this, Henry. You're going to come back and see us again, right?
I'm always here.
All right. He's always here. Y'all watching K-9 Alternative with your boy, Mario Holland. Have a great one.